I'd like to talk to you about the origin of this massive puck. I had made an orgone generator, much like this one, pyramid, although it was copper, mostly copper and aluminum. And I made an orgone generator like this one that was mostly copper and aluminum. At first, I was astounded by the amount of energy that was coming off of them. But I was so excited that it blinded me to realize that it was actually bringing negative energy into my life. My website shut down, or I was trying to get this website up, and every step of the way, it was just resistance. I was depressive and angry, and then eventually, I made this dodecahedron, which I put next to it, so it kind of was like a yin-yang, the bad and the good right next to each other. But still, for a couple weeks, it was like good and bad fighting in my apartment or my house. And then one day it befell me that I had to take care of this. I was downstairs and I just was spinning into negativity, and I happened to be next to the negative dodecahedron. So I started breaking it up with a hammer. Chips are flying everywhere, and then I realized each one of those chips, since it doesn't have the quartz, it doesn't have the triad of insulator, conductor, semiconductor, that each one of those is negative generator. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I made a temporary isolation chamber. I put it in a bucket with water, and I filled it up with quartz. I just happen to have a lot of quartz because I build these things, luckily. And I made a chamber outside, and then I put all of my orgone inside on a grounding pad, plugged it in. And then when I did that, everything started flowing again. I got my website up, and then I got a crystal skull order. Things just started flowing again. And then recently, last night, I took it a step further. Finally got the resin in the mail, because that took forever. It was one of those things I was battling. And I took every single one of those negative orgone generators, pyramid, dodecahedron, 5 or 6 of these. There's 5 or 6 tower busters, or whatever they call them. There's amethyst, and then I filled it up with quartz because I realized I messed up. I was going to do a generous gifting, but I wasn't so generous. I didn't give the quartz. What happened was I had to take all those negative orgonites, and made them into this huge puck, and I had to sacrifice even more quartz and more material. But this must be what's being asked of me. As I had promised that I would do a massive gifting like this when I went on the pilgrimage east with Hunbat's men. I made a vow to the universe, if I sold all of my crystal skulls, that I would gift $333 worth of public orgone. So, this plus these should fulfill that duty. And I bleed for my work. So for some reason, not every time, but it calls for my DNA. Oh, there it is. But anyway, so we're going to go to Seneca Lake, and we're going to deposit this in the deepest finger lake, so we can plug into that grid point. All right, over now.